wasn't really sure what to expect. I think my main idea of what I thought it was going to be like is that it was just going to be sheer numbers, and we were just going to come and be like a big body showing support for the different legislation that's happening. You actually break up into smaller groups. You go meet face to face with your legislators. So I had 3 different meetings with the different legislators in my area, and it was great because we had a lot of face time and I was able to share my story.
Go in to meet your legislators. You'll be with usually a mentor. I didn't ever go in alone to meet anybody, but basically the legislators will want to hear what you're there to talk about and kind of a little bit of background on you. They've seen the talking points for the most part, and you're going to give that to them at the end. Mostly they want to hear your story and why you're there to talk to them.
It's a great place to network, it's a great place to learn. My first time coming through, I did mostly listening. I followed, sat back, kind of saw how it should be done.
It was really great that they provided us with handouts which kind of break down each of the different issues and gives you talking points that you can highlight when you're going in to talk to your legislators.
We're going to ask you to do some homework. We just had a major election last November, and there is a large group of freshman legislators, meaning legislators that have never been here before. And so part of your homework is going to be to go to the legislative website and find out who your legislators are, because they may be different. One of the pieces of feedback that we've gotten is that it gets kind of chaotic when you're trying to hook up with the other members of your legislative district, because of course there will be multiple people from each district and you all are going to the same appointments. You don't have individual appointments for each member in that, each PTWA member in that district. So one of the ideas that we would like you to do is right after the briefing, when you get up to the tent, meet with your group. There will be legislative numbers on all the tables, and so before you do anything else, go to the table with your designated legislative number and meet up with your group. And when you meet up with them, someone will have the packet of information, decide among you who will be the spokespeople. If it's a large group, you will all not be able to speak to your legislator. And again, feedback that we've gotten is that appointments with large groups go much better if there are 1 or 2 spokespeople. The Physical Therapy Association will be having 2 issues presented to the legislature this session. The first is the issue of spinal manipulation and removing the prohibition of physical therapists performing spinal manipulation. And the second is an issue we had last year, which dealt with physical therapist assistant supervision, and we're also going to clean up some language about assistive personnel.
We often get asked, why should I attend Legislative Impact Day? What good does it do? Well, first of all, it really gains us, PTWA, political capital. We're known for our integrity. We always take the high road. We always speak the truth. We always do it with a smile and a professional demeanor, and legislators love to hear from us. That's the feedback that we get. It's important for us to show unity and speak with one voice, and that's why we come down to Olympia.
I'm always thinking about the day in terms of how it helps to teach the students and the first-time people about how easy it is to participate in the legislative process. And so just the opportunity to see the different ways of connecting with people and talking to them one by one, or getting your message through to their aides or assistants, and how to go get somebody out of a hearing and see if they can take a couple minutes with you. There's just a variety of experiences they can have to find out how the process works.
We had a spotless safety record, and we have the history to show that this is part of physical therapy practice, and the research proves that this is evidence-based medicine, and this is something that will just help expedite our patients' care and save them money.
Session starts in a few days, and a lot's going to happen between the first day of session and our legislative day on January 31st. As I mentioned, we are continuing to negotiate and meet with the Chiropractic Association in the coming weeks in an effort to get a negotiated bill that can be advanced during this session. So a lot will be happening over the next couple of weeks, hopefully, that we will be able to update you on our legislative day for any updates on language. The briefing for legislative day, I'll be able to give you the the latest information about whether our bill has been heard yet or not, whether it's been scheduled, and when that hearing might be, so that legislators can have that information, because you may get asked that question during your appointment. I know for many of you who have come to our Legislative Impact Day over the last several years and been lobbying about our spinal manipulation legislation, that it's been a very frustrating experience because we haven't been able to get our bill passed. And so why should you come? Why should we be hopeful that this should happen this session? And there are lots of reasons why we can be very hopeful. The first is that we've been working with Representative Lori Jenkins, the Vice Chair of the House Healthcare Committee, having her work directly with both our association and the Chiropractic Association to negotiate bill language. And we've gotten the furthest with her help that we've ever had. And so those talks are continuing throughout the session, and with the pressure of session, I think that we have the best chance to get something with her help. And she has made it clear that she will have a bill this session, and she wants us to work it out so that we can advance that bill this session. The cumulative effect of us having such successful legislative impact days is also a reason for us to be hopeful. We've had between 400 and 600 people show up for our legislative impact days over the last several years, and that in itself has made an impact on our legislature. And legislators understand that this is our top priority, and that we will continue to come to advocate for our legislation until it gets passed.